Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Uh-oh, Janibek is coming. Sheeraz will lose. And I like Sheeraz. I just don't think he beat Janibek, man. Looking at his last performance, all bad. We're talking about Alimkhanuly. He just became the mandatory to Hamzah Sheeraz. And I understand people who are saying, well, Sheeraz is tall, he's long. Look what he did to Belanga. But look what he did in his last fight. So you got to understand, Alimkhanuly, he is a beast, man. And that's why I favor him, and I'm not the only one. Now, I wouldn't call Sheeraz totally incapable of winning, but I'm saying this matchup is way too dangerous for Sheeraz because Janibek attacked several areas that have caused him problems before. Janibek is a southpaw. That style is a major problem for anyone he gets in the ring with. Sheeraz is tall, he's rangy, but he doesn't always use those natural gifts and natural attributes effectively. His jab is one of his best weapons. But a skilled southpaw like Alimkhanuly, you're going to see him take away that jab and make Sheeraz less comfortable because he's going to change those angles and force Sheeraz to reset. So I look at Sheeraz's recent fight. I keep talking about it. I think the guy's name was Zackenhuber, Simon Zackenhuber. I could be mispronouncing that last name. He showed that southpaw movement can disrupt his rhythm. For him to go into another fight with a southpaw who's better than Simon Zackenhuber, and Zackenhuber, according to most people, beat Sheeraz, oh, it's all over. All over. Janibek is much more technically sophisticated. This isn't about power, people. Janibek can change the distance. He can counter, attack the body, fights at different tempos, sets traps, works behind the southpaw jab and make opponents pay for teaching. That's why many people felt if Crawford would have went to 160, like he was talking about and fought Janibek would have beat Crawford. Some people say Crawford put duck sauce on the fried rice and didn't want nothing to do with Janibek, but the internets and talks a lot of trash. But I'm just saying that's particularly dangerous against a tall fighter when they have all of these skills and who sometimes becomes too upright, which is what Sheeraz does, and relies heavily on his physical advantages that can be taken away from him. I'm just being real with you. And look, I'm not downplaying Sheeraz, his talent. I'm just saying he can't afford to fight in spurts like he's used to. You know what I'm saying? He lands better punches most of the time in fights, but he doesn't sustain his work. He does that shit against Janibek, that could cost him rounds. Janibek is the type of fighter who can take a relatively quiet round and turn it into a technical nightmare. You've seen him do it time and time again. That's why I would have loved to see Janibek fight Adames, Carlos Bronco Adames. I would have loved to see that. But it didn't happen, so it is what it is. Doesn't mean it can't happen in the future. Right now, we got Janibek, Sheeraz, and Janibek trying to make Sheeraz uncomfortable at range. Sheeraz, his size and reach, I'm going to keep telling you, that's his greatest advantage. Andy Lee, another advantage. Talked about his punching power, said his exceptional punching power, especially that left hand. That hook is a problem. But I'm telling you, Janibek won't necessarily cooperate by having unnecessary exchanges. That's not going to favor him. He's not going to stand directly in front of Sheeraz. And if he does, well, Sheeraz has a whole lot to worry about as well. If Janibek gets inside Sheeraz's preferred range, makes him back up, forces him to punch while he's moving, which there's only a couple people can do that. Usyk, Mayweather could, and what's his name, Lomachenko. Not a lot of fighters who can move and punch while moving. So Sheeraz's physical advantages will become less dominant. And I'm just telling you, Sheeraz sometimes tends to get impatient, and I think that's key. He out here thinking, oh, I'm going to knock this guy out. He starts loading up. Janibek will counter him. He's got to use his jab, try to control the distance, make Janibek walk into something. Then the fight becomes way more competitive. But I'm just being real. To me, Janibek, by decision or late stoppage. I favor Janibek. I do. All right. And I just watch him, man. Technical intelligence, southpaw angles, counter punching and ability to disrupt rhythm. give him way more chances to win. But Sheeraz, again, I'm going to tell you, he got that one thing that makes his prediction dangerous, and I'm just being honest with you. The dude's got power, 6'3", serious punching ability. One clean shot can completely change a fight. Didn't do it in his last fight, and I think it's because he was against a southpaw. This time he'll be going up against another southpaw who's even better than the last one. So the equation is pretty damn simple to me. Hey, yo, hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. Janibek has more ways to win. Sheeraz may only need the one perfect punch. But let's not take it to the stupid and think Sheeraz is going to do something to Janibek that hasn't been done. That's what can make this mandatory title fight extremely dangerous for both men. The versatility of Janibek and the one-hitter quitter possessed by Hamzah Sheeraz. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.